Hi everybody, welcome to day 12 of the Advent calendar. Today will be the last day of a wood-burned frame that I'm going to use. But first of all, I'm going to color with watercolors on this canvas, which is not on a frame but on cardbox. So I start with watering the whole surface, and I know that it won't take in the liquid, but it will help make nice and very interesting patterns with watercolors. So I'm going in with a lemon yellow and a lot of water, I have to say. And then I add a very light, almost apple green. Mix those two colors together, and for the lower part of the painting, or more like the right-hand part, I'm going in with some of that apple green as well. I know that it won't take the color. I don't mind. I want it to be quite bleeding as the image goes. And now that I go in with the very dark sap green, I'm just forming leaves here. The thing that I'm going to paint today is called poinsettia. I hope I pronounced that correctly. It's a plant, and in my country it's called a Christmas star. Weihnachtsstern for anybody that is German speaking. But I think it's a poinsettia, and I really hope that I pronounced that halfway correctly. So those very dark sap greens here are the leaves that are on the lower part, and once I have those colors put on my canvas, I'm drying everything off with a blow dryer, and that actually helps along the bleeding a bit more. Then I go in with red to form the leaves slash flowers of the poinsettia plant. And this is a cooler red that I'm using here, almost like a magenta color. As always, I have all my supplies linked down below in the description box, and I also have them on my blog together with some high resolution photos. So just go check out those things, you know what I use there in case you want to replicate. Now that I have that color on the canvas, I'm adding some real pink magenta to give it even more of a cool look. But I'm only going for the leaves, not for the center of the plant. On the third step there, I'm adding some red cadmium, which is more of an orangey red thing, a warmer red, so to say, and I'm just adding it here and there to help having different shades of red on my poinsettia. I'm still so insecure about how to pronounce that. I add some lemon yellow for the center of the flower, and then I'm going for shades, and I'm mixing ultramarine blue with red here. That makes a very dark, almost gray purple. It's very cool in color, and I'm just adding some dabs here and there for the shades. And I actually like how those colors bleed into the background, even though I did dry it off. It's not dry enough for the colors not to bleed. So I really like it about that painting with the poinsettia that has, well, very rough edges, so to say. So with this very dark, very dark ultramarine color that pretty much is made mostly out of blue, but a tiny bit of red here, I'm going underneath the leaves and create some shades, or the next layer of leaves. And then I dry it off with my blow dryer. So with this plant, the blooming phase is red, and then it goes to a red, very dark green, almost purple color, and then the leaves go green all the way. So the colors in the middle are kind of like in a transition phase, if you want to call it like that. And the purple helps along quite a bit here. So next that I have everything right off, I'm adding some more color, again, of that cool red and some white with the same color mixed together to create some more vibrance in the color. With, you know, with watercolor, that the vibrance fades once the color is dry. But I also want to have some highlights, and I can manage to put them in with some magenta, pink, and white mixed together or layered one upon the other. And I know that this painting looks kind of loose or bleedy, and I want to have it that way because way later I'm going to go in with some ink and add some definition here and there. And I actually like how blurry this painting looks. So now for the center I go with some pure white, and I know it's quite prominent there, so I take a paper towel and I just dab a bit of the white away and incorporate it into the painting itself. Once everything has been dried off, I take, like I said, my ink and a very thin brush here. I could have taken my pen, but I didn't want to go for it. I wanted to have very smooth lines, so I took the brush here. And I'm taking a round tip for the smallest size that I have. And with that ink, I'm just proceeding like with mangas. I'm outlining here and there, adding some detail, adding some shades that way, and being very, well, almost illustration-like or loose with it, and not have the flower look too comic-y or cartoony, whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean, probably. However, that ink adds quite a bit of detail and depth to the painting, which I like a lot. And I'm just going to put it down here and there as my hand guides me. I'm not actively thinking about that while I draw those lines, believe it or not. And just to give me enough time to talk while the video moves on, later on you will see me using a red frame, and this is the only colored frame that I used when I did the wood burning. You see the video of that in the day 4 advent calendar video, and this was the only frame that I had pre-colored with red and gold before I burned it and reused it in a way. And I wanted to have that frame, the color red and the color gold, connect with the painting that I will incorporate into the frame right about now. So that's why I went for the poinsettia plant with a yellowish background. So now that you see me working on the frame, I added some hooks to the back side of the frame and the canvas, and I'm just tying a knot with some, I don't know what it's called. I will look it up and I will add it right about now. So this frame was kind of special. Burning it was kind of special. It you still get a bit of a soot when you touch the frame, but that's just because I didn't put any clear varnish upon the frame once I burned it. But I really like how the frame colors work with the painting and still with a lot of free space around the actual painting. They look together but kind of separate. That's what I went for here, and that's what I liked about the painting. So the glue that I used was my normal crafting glue, the yellow bottle. You saw that in a couple of videos already. But it did not dry fast enough for me, or didn't work out the way I wanted it to with those brass hooks. So I used some fast drying super glue that actually holds quite a bit of weight there. So this is not the normal super glue, but one that holds down wood or maybe ceramic tiles in like 10 seconds. So that's what I use here to secure the hooks on the back. And you could also always have one of those frames and have other paintings in there throughout the year. So I need to let that dry, and then you will see the photo. I hope you liked this video. I hope I see you tomorrow with a new video. Go create. I hope you're inspired, and if you liked this video, please give me a thumbs up. Otherwise, I'm going to see you in 24 hours. Goodbye.